There's a lot of conversations still going around Roman Reigns and The Rock, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out what happened with Seth Rollins getting cut off from Raw and much more. Let's start things off with another update on Roman Reigns. A lot of fans thought that WrestleMania 39 was the end for Roman Reigns. Cody Rhodes put an end to the 3-year-long title reign, finishes his story, and becomes the first new Universal Champion since 2020. But that didn't turn out to be the case. Roman Reigns retained and will be continuing his historic championship reign. When Roman unified the world titles and won at WrestleMania 38, fans figured that this title reign was going to be around for the long haul. And everyone is sort of feeling that same exact feeling again after the results of WrestleMania 39. Seeing Roman overcome the perfect individual who could have realistically defeated him for the world title has everyone going back to square one, of believing that this title reign is nowhere even close to ending, at least not for the foreseeable future. The next big time that Roman may face another big challenger that is a big enough threat to his titles could very well be at SummerSlam. SummerSlam is WWE's second biggest show of the year, and since Roman is still champion, it's pretty much already locked in that Roman will be heading to SummerSlam and competing in the main event for that show. It's still too early to tell who Roman will be facing at the event, but it looks like the biggest fan dream match is for Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso to take place at SummerSlam. It's been almost 3 full years since Roman and Jey stood on opposite sides of the ring and competed against each other. And they only had 2 matches against each other in 2020. So if they do have another match against each other in 2023, it'll basically serve as their 3rd match together and will complete their little trilogy. And the tension is definitely there for it. We know that Jey hasn't been seeing eye to eye with Roman ever since the Royal Rumble. But Jey sucked up his issues and rejoined the Bloodline, mostly for the sake of his brothers. His brothers, Solo and Jimmy, haven't done anything wrong to him, so he knows deep down in his heart that it would be wrong to abandon them only because he has issues with just Roman Reigns. So that's really the only motivation and reason Jey had for keeping things quiet and coming back to the Bloodline after walking out on them. Because remember, Jey was cursing Roman out, telling him to leave him alone. But the second Roman threatened to do something to Jimmy if Jey didn't return, Jey came instantly back just 48 hours later. So it's no secret that Jey is only in the Bloodline right now for the sake of his brothers, and not because he enjoys serving Roman. So that fact will be important if they do decide to revisit Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. Maybe Jey does get fed up. He can't keep his emotions suppressed anymore, and does challenge Roman Reigns for the world titles and for the title of being the tribal chief of the family. Maybe that's what could lead to the SummerSlam match, and either one of 2 things will happen. Jey Uso finally takes down Roman Reigns and gains control of the family all in one night. Or Roman Reigns defeats Jey Uso, puts him back in his place like he first did in 2020. So the Roman and Jey Uso route is definitely an option that's on the table. But like we mentioned before, Bobby Lashley is someone that just has to face Roman Reigns in the near future as well. Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley have not met one-on-one during this Universal title reign at all. So instead of going back and just having another big rematch against an old rival, facing Bobby Lashley would be a brand new fresh matchup for Roman Reigns. And that narrative is also already in place. Bobby Lashley went from WWE champion to having matches with Brock Lesnar to being completely left off the WrestleMania 39 card. So even his character should be full of rage and hunger to get back into the world title scene and make some noise against Roman. And the last big potential opponent for Roman Reigns that's once again on the table is, of course, The Rock. It's getting to the point that talking about Roman versus The Rock feels like a meme, because we always get so close and then it never happens. This is a matchup the fans have been talking about a lot for the last 3 WrestleManias. Well, the conversation about this match was once again revived by no other than The Rock himself. The Rock went to Instagram to comment on his family's big matches on the show and teased a future appearance with them. He had this to say, quote, "I gotta tell you, I'm so excited for not only all the matches, but especially the main event with my cousin, Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion. My entire family, the entire Bloodline, Jay, Jimmy, Solo, we're so proud of you guys. Electrify SoFi Stadium. Do what you do. It's in our blood. Who knows? Maybe, just maybe down the road, I'll see you in person. I'll just leave it at that." End quote. So everyone is pretty exhausted by now when it comes to discussing The Rock versus Roman Reigns. But when you have some big words and big teases like that coming directly from The Rock's mouth, you do gotta pay some attention to it. The Rock's reason for skipping WrestleMania 39 was allegedly because he felt he wasn't in proper ring shape to work a full WrestleMania match. But if he's already teasing a confrontation with the Bloodline and meeting with them in person soon, you do gotta wonder if he could be getting in shape for something down the line, because he was definitely giving out a big tease there. So it's becoming a repetitive cycle and topic to discuss. But is The Rock versus Roman Reigns a possibility for WrestleMania 40? And will Roman still be champion at that event a full calendar year from now? It's all bizarre questions that no one expected to hear, but now that Roman's title reign is continuing, there's really no end date in sight. So we'll have to see what new feuds, stories, and rivals they come up with as Roman Reigns surpasses 1,000 days as WWE Universal Champion. The Raw after WrestleMania episode was absolutely slaughtered by fans for being heavily inconsistent, full of logic holes, and messy last-second cancellations. One of those big last-second cancellations affected Seth Rollins the most. Seth Rollins made his way out to the ring for a segment of some sorts on the Raw after WrestleMania. And usually on this show, we see big returns or the beginning of new rivalries and stories. So when a big superstar like Seth Rollins came out to the ring, that's exactly what everyone was expecting to see here with this segment. But when Raw comes back from commercial break, Seth Rollins is standing in the ring and he quickly rolls out of the ring and walks up the ramp and ends the segment. And it was just one of the most strangest moments of the night. Well, fan-recorded footage from Raw seems to reveal more of what happened there. The fan footage shows Seth Rollins talking with some WWE producers while the show was on a commercial break, likely informing him about a segment being cut and completely changed from what he was originally expecting. So that's just crazy how things were with the Raw after WrestleMania. Segments were being cut and rewritten while the actual talent was literally standing in the ring themselves. Reports don't know if this will be the new creative process again going forward, or if things will go back to normal. Only time will tell. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.